So lovely yogis, just beginning on your mat wherever you're comfortable. And let's just take a few moments of quietness to just arrive in this space. The time where we put aside the outside world. If your eyes are closed, then we're drawing in, we're sitting with pratyahara, which is withdrawal of senses. And just root yourself down. Either coming from the tailbone, root chakra, Muladhara, or through your feet, the chakras we have in our feet, as well as our hands. And even though we have the 7 main chakras, there are many, many minor chakras all around our body and outside of our body. Set an intention for the day, a sankalpa, as we say. Perhaps it's I'm going to be happy today, or I am happy today. Or wherever I look, I'm going to see joy, reflections of joy, perhaps in the face of a child, or somebody walking their dog. As we set this intention, we invite it in. Allow yourself to receive joy. What does that feel like for you? What does that word mean for you, joy? Can you conjure up that internal feeling? Maybe it is peace. That is the word that you will focus on today. So if you're lying down, just take another deep breath and draw your knees in. Enjoy a few moments to rock. And then if you're already seated, maybe you just want to round your shoulders. Tilt the head perhaps. But we'll all come up to seated in Zazen. Today's practice is going to be quite gentle. And with that, I feel like perhaps today's meditation will just be silent sitting in thought. You can always use your breath as the means to follow. No need to count, no need for anything else, but just observing the breath. And if the mind wanders off, then it's always something like a meeting point to come back to with your breath. So let yourself get comfortable. 5 minutes. We'll rest the hands to Dhyana Mudra. Make sure you're comfortable and warm. Blankets over you or across the knees. A nice length to the spine and the chin parallel with the floor. So just gently drop the eyes, relax your body, and we'll just sit and be with ourselves. Begin with focusing on the breath until the mind wanders. Allow yourself to be curious with your mind. Why the thought, where it goes. Every now and then just return to the breath. Just following the next two breaths. And when you're ready, opening up your eyes. How did it feel just to sit with yourself? Were there many, many thoughts that you couldn't get control of, or was it quite peaceful, just observing the thoughts, knowing that you're thinking the thoughts, and just being with your body and your breath? Sometimes I like to sort of analyse whether I could have sat there for longer or whether that was just enough as well. Each day will be really different. So we're going to come into butterfly, always a lovely beginning pose, just to sort of open our hips, prepare for some of the other poses that we've got today. So bringing your feet together gently. Just leaning into this. The time that we take here will gradually let the body soften, so no need to force this position. It always takes a few breaths just to start feeling the pose around the hips. And just checking if you can relax the inner thighs and calves. Maybe just focusing on the shoulders and arms and Releasing as much as you can there. Following your breath. Enjoy how it comes to the belly, and then you can follow the flow up to the chest and the back. As we take our time in these poses, it is the opportune moment to take the outward eye inward. Maybe asking yourself, who am I? What gets revealed in these quiet moments? Noticing how the pose feels now we've been in it quite a while. Where do you feel sensation? When we think of the body as a vehicle for our awareness, what do we actually become aware of? When we're in these poses, do we notice our fears? Where are they lodged in our body? So we'll take a lovely breath, breathing in that lovely prana, chi, gently coming up. Let's find Shavasana and just be open to whatever you feel today, not just physically, what's coming up from coming out of these poses in an emotional way or a mental way. Yoga is so much in the West seen as a physical, on the mat exercise thing, but really so much of it is about our own self-realization. How does your breath feel? Just gently softening your back. And then when you're ready, let's draw the right knee in, then our left, and enjoy a nice little self-hug. We're going to come into cat's tail. So a twist. Have a cushion handy for the top, for the head. And then, as I'm on this side already, we'll come into the right side. So lying on the right, bringing your left leg over, bending at the knee. And then if you can grab your right foot, let's get it right, then that's great. If you can't, it really doesn't matter because you're still coming into a twist. And then from here, you can stay here if this is really only what you can do today. But if you want to start rolling that left shoulder back, your head will lift off of your arm, and that's why I just have a little pillow. And then just taking that left shoulder back and coming into the twist as much or as little as you want to today. It's all about you and what you feel. Using the pillow, it just allows your neck to release the muscular tension that you hold. Because otherwise you'll probably find that you're tensing in the back of the neck muscles. Whereas here you can just rest your cheek, soften. And then when you've found the sort of position that you're comfortable to stay in, relax your buttocks. And as you do this, you might find that your held foot and leg relaxes a bit more. You might feel this in the lower back, which is fine as long as it's not painful. With a gentle grip on your foot, nothing too tight. And just keep looking through your body for any area that you feel like you can relax even more. Even your face. Begin to follow your breath all the way down to the belly, up into the chest as it sort of spirals. Just draw your awareness to all the muscles in your lower back and whether there is even the slightest tightness there that you can let go. Sometimes your waist, you'll find a little bit of an activation in the muscle. Do you feel like your body wants to move a bit more into the twist? Or are you exactly happy where you are? As we lie here, we can contemplate what twists us up in life. What puts us in knots? How does our body reflect in our daily life sometimes? Can we unravel some of the things that trigger us? Let's take a lovely breath. Start to roll back onto your side. Release your foot. Just extending the leg, noticing how the knee feels as you release that leg. And then just gently coming onto your back. Take your time just to sort of get into place. This is really important when you come out of a twist, just to let your spine readjust, reset, come back into its natural alignment. Deep breath and maybe a sigh. How do we feel? And as we notice how relieving it feels to come out of a twist or a knotty situation, this kind of reflects in life, doesn't it? How when something is all messy, complicated, the relief once something's solved, or we can move past and unravel something. So just taking maybe one more breath, and then we'll hug in our knees to our chest. A gentle rock just to ease the feelings that you perhaps are feeling in the back. And then we'll roll up for the other side. So now we're going to be coming onto the left. Start getting comfortable. If you need more support under the side of your body, if you're sort of tender around the hips, please always just use as much padding as you want to. So we're going to bring that right leg over, the knee usually in line with the hip. If you can get your foot, great. Right hand on left foot, and then support the head in whatever way you want to, hand or cushion, but so much tension is held in the neck sometimes, and then we'll roll back. Just checking in with whether this side is as sort of open and flexible as the other side, or maybe it's a bit different. So start by relaxing physically through buttocks, the lower back and waist. Again, a gentle grip on the foot, but keep returning to your head and neck, and whether you can really let the head become heavy and release the tension in your neck. Drawing your awareness to your breathing. Even as we bring the breath to the belly, is it a shallow breath or is it a nice deep breath? Just checking in with your lower back, whether that feels comfortable. And as you breathe, maybe you can really enjoy focusing on your right rib, how it expands and then contracts, maybe how the right shoulder lifts a little with the breathing movement. What's going through your mind? Could you just capture that thought? Was that thought in the present moment, or were you drifting to the future or the past? How relaxed is your neck? And then we'll just take one more lovely breath here. And as you do so, just release your foot. Roll to your side and then safely onto your back. How quickly 5 minutes goes in some poses. So just placing your back down and then neutral spine. Perhaps close your eyes and just tune into whatever you're feeling. Where is the chi moving? There might be some coldness through different sides of your body. And as you lie here, feeling gentle belly breaths, letting everything just settle back in the spine as it should do. So we'll hug our knees in again. And if you need to take a little bit longer here to rock and maybe bring your head up, whatever you need to do. And then when you're ready, coming up, so cocoon now. Oh, nice seated posture. So coming up and joining me with the legs extended, and then we'll bring the left foot in towards the top of the right thigh. If you need padding under the knee, perhaps a small roll blanket, or even if you need some cushioning under your left thigh and knee, then that's always a nice support. Otherwise, just forward fold. We've already come forward with butterfly, and then broken it up a little bit with the twist. So how does it feel again to soften? Relaxing through your calf. And if your ankle rolls outwards, that's fine. Whatever naturally moves your leg. Where are you in your threshold of stretch today? Sometimes you're going to want to push into it. Other times you'll want to feel very soft in these poses. So just coming back to your belly breathing and witnessing your thoughts. Is there a little bit of room for movement? What do you find challenging in the pose? Where does it reflect in life? Can you still focus on your breath? And then we'll take one more breath. Gently come up. Feeling a lovely relief just as we come to that upright position, and then even more so as we lie down. A lovely one for the bladder channel runs along the back of the leg and through the back of our body, so really nice for urinary bladder. Take your time to relax your spine here. It always takes me a few breaths, at least a few, to really let go. What's the last part you let go as you lie down? Isn't it curious where we might still hold just an element of tightness and tension in our body? Does it reflect with one of the chakras and what that chakra means? If it is lower back, very linked with sacral, which is emotions and relationships and going with the flow in life. Maybe we unconsciously find it hard to relax into those associations. And perhaps it's now just softening. So with that, let's draw the knees in and then we'll roll up for the other side. left leg extended and the right leg bends. And again, if you need any of your supports, you might need it more one side than the other. Always curious how it can be quite different. So the right foot to the top of the left thigh, and then when you're ready, just coming forward. Instantly, I can feel a lot more of a tightness this side, so you might be surprised with what you feel today. Let's just surrender. Let the time that we sit in this pose and the breath mould ourselves into whatever shape we end up in. And all we have to do is just relax, breathe, and become conscious. See if you can be aware of your thoughts, curious as to why they are the thoughts in this moment. As you breathe, can you feel it in the lower back? Does it feel like your back moves more than the front of the body in the chest? Just simply noticing how your breath and the mechanics of the breath feel. Is there a bit of room for movement? As your body is in this particular position, what can you be really grateful for? Just as we stay here a few more moments, look for where there is tension. Shoulders, maybe neck, face. And then with one more lovely breath, we will slowly come up noticing how far you just sort of softened into that pose. Often the shape we make when we first come into it at the beginning of the 5 minutes is very different from where we kind of end up. We've just sort of melted. So let's come down, enjoying rolling out the spine. So we will counterpose that posture. We've taken the body forward twice, so we will come into bench next. Have a few more moments here, just feeling what you feel, relaxing the back. Notice how it feels to relax, whether there's still sort of, it's like a going down the ladder of releasing tension, certainly in the lower back muscles. Perhaps you can feel some nice coolness in your belly. Extending the back, we're still flexing into the front of our body. Just take some sort of extra big, deep belly breaths before we bring our knees in, so sort of fill the belly with like a balloon. Lovely roll of that breath up into the chest, and a slow exhale, like the 3-part breath. And as we really feel that belly, perhaps it feels quite nourishing in the lower back. So let's draw our knees in. And again, enjoy circular rocking or side to side. Whatever feels right. And then we'll roll up. So those of you that don't want to extend too much through the front of your body, I'd suggest maybe a very small blanket just rolled into a square like that. It's going to be low, but it's going to be enough to create a little bit of an opening through your thoracic part. But those of you who are quite comfortable with a sort of a little sofa cushion, we're going to lie back over it into bench. So just counterposing what we've done earlier. Take the cushion further away from your body, otherwise you're going to get too much of a curve in your lumbar. This will allow a nice curve and it opening of the thoracic. And just wherever you position this cushion, you may need something behind your neck, you may not. Just notice. You'll notice if you're uncomfortable. You just might have to put a block there or a rolled towel. And then relax. This is one of the more relaxing poses. There's not a lot to necessarily release muscular-wise. We're literally just allowing the mat and the cushion to take our weight. Arms, wherever. It's nice to take them a little bit further out. Opening the chest. So wonderful for heart and throat. Anahata and Vishuddhi. Enjoying deep breaths. And in this pose, noticing how your heart feels to be in this position and open. Whether you feel joyful, try and focus on the lovely rhythm of a breath here. The belly lifting, the chest lifting. And as you connect in with yourself, maybe anything that's been a bit emotional lately, it just feels less tender, perhaps, within. On the contrary, sometimes in this pose, emotions do come out and they do reveal themselves. So we'll take one more breath and we'll gently lift our head. Roll up our body just enough to pull the cushion or blanket out. Come back down. And just tuning in with how you're feeling. Whether that feels nice to balance the body forwards and backwards. So when you're ready, let's draw our knees in. We're going to come into relaxation. And finding whether you want to remain lying down or come up to seated. Just make sure you're lovely and cosy and warm. Perhaps putting on your socks, warm blanket or heated blanket. Drawn to the little messages from angels today. A lovely card, Shanti, meaning peace. Let's read this to you. So Shanti, I am the angel of peace. I bring you new tranquility and a smoother road ahead. You have been through turmoil and your soul is tired. Your mind craves peace and quiet, and I am here to help you with that desire. I will give you new opportunities to spend time alone, where you can relax your mind and heart. I will bring tranquility to your soul, so that you can mirror the peace of mind that is your true divine nature. Like the angels, you are able to hover in the eye of any hurricane that may swirl around you right now. Through breath and intention, you can stay centered no matter what's happening in your life. This inner foundation of peace has a powerful healing effect. The outer life soon reflects your inner peacefulness. Smooth roads are ahead for you, and the worst is behind you now. A peaceful outcome to this situation is assured. Lovely little message that we can all benefit from. And perhaps it is our yoga practice that encourages that peace that we can then radiate out to all others in life. As you lie there, just want to introduce you to the idea that came across me the other day about glimmers, which are the opposite of triggers in life. We often know what triggers us: people, things, all sorts of things. But glimmers are the opposite, where you notice these little glimmers throughout your day that actually spark joy for you or create a lovely feeling of peace or bliss. So I'm going to leave that with you just to think about for a few moments before we come up. So rather than what triggers you today, thinking about the glimmers in your day. So when you're ready, just take a few breaths. Begin to just gently move fingers and toes. Come into a nice rock or stretch, whatever feels right for you. And then in your own time, you can just gently roll up, coming into a seated position. And again, just have a few moments to ground and set your roots down again. Taking a few breaths and just coming back into your body. And then we can bring our hands to heart center. Om Shanti. Namaste.